are back to the normal British weather. So today is Yorkshire Day. We're currently on our way to an event at the Guild. At Yorkshire Day, all of the mayors throughout York come to a rotating town/city in Yorkshire. And this year, it is being held in York. And someone very important this year, the Archbishop of York, who is the second most prominent or powerful person in the Church of England, behind the Archbishop of London. Actually, one of the owners of YL1 Radio, Wayne, is meeting with the Archbishop of York this morning, having a breakfast, so hopefully that goes well. But yeah, we're on our way to this event. There's a parade later, and of course, a service being held in York Minster, I believe. So there's a lot of events taking place in York. Unfortunately, the weather, not the best for a day like this, especially when there's a parade going on. We will see how this all goes. One thing I am grateful for is that it decided to rain today rather than when we were going to Scarborough, because imagine a day at the beach with this type of rain. It would have ruined the entire day. And it was pissing down earlier. Now it's just drizzling, so it's not too bad. Later today, I'm gonna check out a spoonie, first Weatherspoons. Even though I've been over here like 3 times now, still haven't tried one, so we're gonna try a proper Weatherspoons. Entering the Guild right now.
I wouldn't have mentioned that I was Yorkshire Man of the Year, but I'm so glad that Claire has, because I think I'm more proud of being Yorkshire Man of the Year than I am of being the Archbishop of York. I'm born and brought up in Essex. It's working with 2 schools, and it's simply saying, let's make sure every child has a meal every day. So you take away the stigma of free school meals.
Yorkshire Society and for Helmsley too. I'm proud to be assisting.
If everybody's talking to me, keeps getting stopped all the time.
Spirit's there, right?
It is. Rain is a sign of blessing.
There we go. So, obviously, you have been involved with Hungry Minds since last year. But
Here in York could be of national significance.
well, apparently the government are keen to back breakfast, is that?
That's true.
Yeah.
The goal? Like, that's real goal?
I got smiles out of them too.
Yeah. That looks
Please can you form up for the official photos?
A bunch of the mayors of York are currently standing outside of the Guildhall. Apparently, the chain of the Lord Mayor of York, or the Mayor of York, whichever is correct, is 600,000 pounds that goes around his neck. Additionally, there's a bunch of like staffs with gold and very grand designs and things like that. And like in total, there are millions of pounds worth of gold, goods, and things like that at this exact meeting place right now. Now, the reason I bring this up is because there's no security, guys. There's like maybe a couple security officers, maybe like 1, 2, maybe 3 max. And there are all these important people here. Like the entirety of Yorkshire has congregated here, all the mayors from each of the big cities around Yorkshire. Absolutely mental that there's no security to me in the United States for events like this with any political leaders involved. I mean, you guys already saw what happened to Trump. He literally got shot in the ear, but it's just so shocking, the lack of security, because things like that just don't happen here in England. Now, there was obviously a tragedy in Southport, I think just this week or a few days ago, where 3 children were killed, stabbed to death, and a lot of people injured. So things like that really rock this country when it happens, you know, because you guys don't have things like that happen. Whereas in the United States, we're just so numb to it. That happens almost every day, it feels like. And we just feel so vulnerable and out of control. It feels like we can't do anything about it, which is hard to come to terms with. So overall, it's been fun at Yorkshire Day. The rain has subsided. It's still very cloudy, and there's a lot going on. Like this just the outfits and costumes they have on. I'm literally saying costumes because they look like musketeers or something like that. I don't even know. They look like Captain Hook, the way some of them are dressed. But the gold and the chains, I really do like the chain. They have them like kind of hanging below their neck on the back and then around the front with some good designs. And apparently that's just a Yorkshire thing. So I actually just met the Archbishop of York, which I was talking about before I even came here about how important he is. And I was able to get a picture with him. So that is very special. Like, it's crazy. All right, guys, back in front of York Minster after a year. Like they may have added more scaffolding, but aside from that, beautiful cathedral. All right, guys, so 40 years ago, 2 weeks ago, 40 years ago, York Minster, there was a fire. It got struck by lightning, and that's why there's a bunch of scaffolding always, because they're trying to repair. But yeah, a good portion of the church burned down, including the ceiling. And that brings up an interesting question. If God exists, why would he strike his own home down? Alright guys, standing in front of the shambles, which was unofficially inspiration for Diagon Alley and Harry Potter. It's really officially the inspiration, but J.K. Rowling didn't want people visiting here.
Waiting for this shop here to buy a ghost.
What? What do you mean by a ghost?
These little ghosts here.
You see the little ghosts?
That?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're in the queue waiting to buy those.
Yeah. If you come around here, you can see them all.
Bonkers, go and have a look.
See them all on there, on the wall. Yeah.
How many quid for a ghost?
I don't know, about 20 quid, I think.
20?
I think so, yeah. So.
Things, you know what I mean? I've downloaded, can't show this.
The gravy is what makes it. Without gravy,
Gravy makes it.
Sunday roast. It's not Sunday though. Alright guys, I'm in Weatherspoons. First time in this chain, so we'll see what this wonderful establishment has to offer. And to get a classic curry with an alcoholic drink is £10.60. That right there is ridiculous, in my opinion. I have to see what, obviously it's not gonna be like the best curry you've ever had. I mean, that's a deal. A meal and a drink for 10 quid? In today's economy, that sounds pretty good. Here in England, all the beers I've seen, the alcoholic content is lowered from the beer that I've seen in the United States. So an example of this, we'll just go Bud Light. Bud Light in the United States is 4.2%. Here it's 3.5%. Another example, Budweiser. Budweiser in the United States is 5%. Here it's 4.5%. I guess you guys can't handle that high alcoholic content. I don't blame you. You guys would go too crazy. All right, guys, I finished up with my first Weatherspoons experience. Overall, I enjoyed it. I mean, I just had a couple drinks there, so it wasn't much to judge, honestly. Another way was there was no music, there was no TVs, there was nothing in there but 3 slot machines. So definitely geared towards profit from an entertainment perspective. But overall, I thought it was really nice. Like, it was behind us was like this garden and canal. I was like, hold on, this looked like a fancy pub or something, not a chain or anything like that.